Today, we're very pleased to have Tim Boss, experienced blockchain engineer and entrepreneur, to join us and share with everybody his project, Share Ring, the world's first blockchain-powered marketplace for the sharing economy. Could you kind of give us a little bit of a background about where you're from and kind of your experience with blockchain?
Sure. So I'm from Australia, Melbourne, Australia. So my experience with blockchains, it really started about 8 or 9 years ago. So a friend of mine, Rowan, who's also a business partner in this, told me about Bitcoin, and I got intrigued by the technology behind it. So I set up a miner, did a little bit of research, mined it for a little bit, and then left it, and that was it for a few years. So one of the things that I started doing in 2012 was started to try to create a platform for the sharing economy, for everything, for the sharing of everything, like a marketplace. And it was using traditional centralized methods. And what we realized very quickly is we couldn't scale. And to be able to create a one-size-fits-all platform for the sharing economy was impossible. So we focused on car sharing. Fast forward a few years, and along comes this amazing white paper and technology called Ethereum. And Ethereum really took blockchain from being a cryptocurrency or a currency or just a measure of value to something where you could essentially run a business on it, and something that scaled using smart contracts, using oracles and things like that. So I started researching that technology, and that's basically when I realized that we could actually build this platform and marketplace for the sharing economy using blockchain. And that's basically where we are today.
Could you kind of give us a more brief introduction of the marketplace that you're creating right now, Share Ring?
So what we're doing, so as part of that research, what we did realize that the platforms like Ethereum and a number of our other platforms, they were great, but they wouldn't scale to cater for, say, billions of assets globally, which is what you require in the sharing economy. So you might be renting a car out, a house out, a power tool, wedding dress, things like that. So as part of developing our own blockchain, it actually caters specifically for the sharing economy. So it's very fast. It's, I think, about 5,000 transactions per second. And we create these dApps on top of it that are basically modules that affect or assist the sharing economy. So we have a booking engine, asset management, Internet of Things integration, insurance integration. I just had a meeting with a blockchain-based insurance provider, so we're working with them on providing immediate insurance on the platform. And then also a marketplace to basically front the whole thing. So the way that we operate is we either have business service providers in traditional rental or sharing economy industries that may want to build their platform on top of the share ledger, or we may have blockchain people that want to write protocols for the sharing economy, and they would build their protocols on top of the share ledger. So all of that comes together to basically give customers a one-stop shop for the sharing economy and rental economy as well. So let's say you're getting married, you want to rent a wedding dress, marquee hire, a car for it, dresses for the bridesmaids, suits, a person to come, a celebrant. All of that can be done through a single marketplace with one login, one payment system, no foreign currency transfer fees, and all that very easily.
Well, you designed a new blockchain platform. You mentioned Share Ledger, and which employs like a dual token mechanism. Why token duality?
Yeah, okay, so one of the reasons why is if we used a single token for both the transactions and the payment system, what happens from a provider perspective is you get no predictability in terms of how much something's going to cost. So if you are, say, renting a car for the US dollar equivalent of $30 a day, and then the token value on an open market spikes to twice that price, that car suddenly becomes $60 a day. So both the provider and the renter, they never benefit from that. So what we've done is we've created a transaction token, which is the utility of the platform. And basically that utility is for the providers that use the platform. When they transfer tokens, upload an asset, rent something out, they pay that very, very small transaction fee. So that's the utility. And there's a finite number of those, which basically creates scarcity and demand for that token, which basically allows it to trade on an open market. Then what we've got is a payment token. So the payment token, kind of similar to how USDT or something like that works, it's actually a stable coin. We are not putting that on any exchanges. We actually manage it ourselves, and the whole purpose of it is so that we can actually allow people in, say, US dollars to pay in US dollars and someone in Hong Kong to receive Hong Kong dollars, because we pass it through this payment token. So when a customer is actually renting something, they may see the price in their local currency, but on the back end, we're actually transacting in SharePay, which is the payment token, and the provider may either receive SharePay or they may receive it in their local currency as well.
Well, there are a number of blockchain networks being developed currently, and for the sharing economy, sites such as the Origin Protocol, Canyon, and B-Token, etc. What competitive advantage does sharing have compared to those other platforms?
So I wouldn't say that they're competitors. I would say that they're all potential partners. So part of what we're working on is a sharing marketplace and a sharing alliance. So what Origin are doing is they're focusing on protocols on top of the Ethereum blockchain platform. So part of what we're developing in Share Ledger is actually compatibility between some of these Ethereum-based protocols. So Origin could very easily utilize the Share Ledger protocol. B-Token's the same. I've spoken to both of those people. Kenya is a partner of ours. So Kenya basically, they're gig economy. So Kenya is all about getting people to do jobs. So where we partner with them is if someone is, say, renting out a hotel room on our platform and that hotel room needs cleaning, we reach out to Kenya to provide that gig economy service. So they're part of what we're creating in terms of that alliance for sharing. Also WeHome in Korea, so WeHome is another one that's a partner sharing, so we're partnering with them. They're using Share Ledger, so they're actually developing their protocols on top of Share Ledger for their apartment sharing platform.
What do you see for the future of our sharing economy? Kind of where does sharing fit into that?
Okay, so the sharing economy at the moment is, there's various numbers, but it's about $60 billion in terms of the size of what most people consider to be the sharing economy, which is people renting things out to other people. When you open it up and expand it to the rental economy, which I also consider to be part of sharing economy, which is like a car rental company or a hotel where you have assets that are shared, a hotel room that lots of people rent, for example, you're talking about an industry that's over $1 trillion. And one of the big problems with that is it's so fragmented. So you need a separate login and do separate ID for every single service that you use. You can't have one-stop shop to share all of it or to rent anything. So that's what we're creating. So I basically see the future as similar to Amazon brought together the idea where lots of small bespoke shops can actually sell stuff through a single platform using one login, one credit card and all of that. We can create that for the sharing economy.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today.